Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this Raid Shadow Legends video, I'm going to tell you all the secrets of clan versus clan tournaments. What are clan versus clan tournaments, how do they work, how do the tiers work, what are the rewards, and why you really should care. First, thank you Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video and for giving me this wonderful promo link down below in the description there in the QR code. Get a new Raid Shadow Legends account, start with Deacon Armstrong after the tutorial, Uugo at 15, Tagoar at 20, Mausoleum Mage at 30, the best possible start to Raid. And to getting into clan versus clan once you get enough levels to join a clan. Because clan versus clan tournaments, they start every other Tuesday, so they alternate with CGs. Every second week, clan versus clan, and every other clan versus clan has personal rewards in it. And every other does not. So personal rewards are something that pushes people to try a little bit harder. You only get the personal rewards if your clan wins, but they are pretty sweet. And then there's the other ones that are non-personal, and those ones have a little bit of an incentive because they provide special rings, most notably blood shield rings that give the champion a shield when they attack, which are pretty sweet and hard to come by. But other than that, the non-personal ones are not as important as the ones with personal rewards. And the rewards that you get, they depend on the tier your clan is in. For some parts, for like those rings, and for some of the other rewards, and then on where you are individually for the personal rewards. So you can be in a very high tier for personal rewards, and you can get lots of good personal rewards up to getting sacred shards, even if you're in a pretty weak clan. However, your clan would have to still win the CvC, but I mean, if you're in a weak clan and there's matchmaking going on, so your weak clan is also going to get a weak opponent, so there's still a good chance to win. Overall, there are three types of rewards available. First, there's the clan performance rewards that depend on the fight between you and your opponent clan. So there are 4 rewards available. Either they are rings in the non-personal weeks, or they are relic crafting materials on the personal weeks. And the rewards depend on the clan tier. So the higher tier your clan is, the better are these rewards. And these bars that show you how far you are, how close you are to getting some of these rewards, that depends on the ratio of points between the two clans. Each line there represents 10% of the total points. So if you want to get all 4 rewards, your clan have to win by more than 70-30. So of the point total combined between 2 clans, your clan must have done more than 70% of the points. Or, if you're losing, but you still want to get at least 1 reward, your clan must lose by less than 40-60. So your clan have to get a little bit more than 40% of the points in order to be eligible for that 1 reward, even though you lose the match. Those performance rewards as well as clan point rewards depend on the clan tier. And the clan tier is determined by the performance of your clan compared to all the other clans in the previous CvC. So here are some examples of actual tier requirements from 2025. At the time I'm recording this video, these are the last 2 CvCs. So to reach tier 2, first you needed a little bit over 2 million points and then a little bit over 3 million. For tier 3, 2.5 million or 4 million. Tier 4, 2.8 million or 4.7. Tier 5, 3.3 million or 5.8. And tier 6, 4 million or 7.7 million. Why the huge discrepancy between these? That's actually pretty clear because the ones that are the higher requirements are after a clan versus clan that has the personal rewards. People push a lot harder when there's personal rewards involved, and that's why the requirements for the next one are a lot higher. And then when there are no personal rewards, people push less, so fewer points will also guarantee you a better tier for the next time. And clan point rewards are something that you will get regardless if you win or lose, as long as your clan gets enough points. And the rewards available depend on the tier. So for example, if you're in tier 1 in a new clan, there's like 1 epic tome, 1 ancient shard. Of course, there's also energy and potions and brews and that sort of stuff. But like as highlights, there's those. Tier 2 gives 2 epic tomes, 3 ancient shards. Tier 3 has a void shard, so there's epic tomes, ancient shards, a void shard. Tier 4, a little bit more stuff again. Tier 5 gives you 2 void shards. And Tier 6 is going to give you a legendary tome for the first time, as well as 3 void shards. But obviously that requires a super active clan. But in addition to those clan performance rewards and point rewards, there's also personal rewards every other CvC, and those depend on your personal tier. So that's traveling with you. It doesn't depend on which clan you're in. If you choose switch clans, you keep your personal tier. Your personal tier is based on your individual performance, the points you gathered in the previous CvC that had those personal rewards. So any CvC that doesn't have personal rewards, it doesn't matter for your personal tier. And these are some examples of tier requirements from 2025 again. So to get to tier 2, you would have needed to make 109,000 points. Tier 3, you would have needed to earn 165,000 points. Tier 4, 212,000. Tier 5, 275,000. And tier 6, 385,000 points. And because these are always determined by comparison to the rest of the player base, then these values can of course vary. And you can move between these tiers completely freely. So if you skip a CvC, you drop down to tier 1. If you do really well in a CvC, you can go all the way up to tier 6 immediately. And the higher your personal tier, the more points you will need for the full rewards, but also the rewards are a lot better because these are getting pretty serious rewards if you collect enough points every CvC. So tier 2, for example, there's a couple of epic tomes and ancient shard. 200,000 points gets you all the rewards in that tier. Whereas compared to, let's say, tier 4, there's 3 epic tomes and 3 void shards. So we're jumping from an ancient shard to 3 void shards, and we're only jumping from 200,000 points to 300,000 points required to get all the rewards. So you will also get more rewards per point as you move up the tiers. All the way to tier 6, 4 epic tomes, 4 void shards, and a sacred shard for 400,000 points. So these personal rewards are a pretty big deal. So now you want to get some CvC points. How do you do that? Most in-game activities award CvC points. And every time there's a CvC, some of the activities will award double points at the start. So you need to pay attention to that. Sometimes it's important. Sometimes it doesn't. Really depends a little bit on what the double point activities really are, whether they are high point value activities in the first place. There are also a couple of activities that give you CvC points, but don't really give you much of anything elsewhere in the game. And those are crafting artifacts in the Forge. Forge is a really good source of CvC points. I highly recommend doing all of your Forge crafting during CvC. So every 2 weeks, just go ham in the Forge. Well, you can still do some for advanced quests and such, but otherwise just CvC's Forge. Apart from relics, you don't get any points for relics. You can craft relics at any time, but the artifacts in the Forge. And also upgrading the affinity bonuses in your Great Hall. It doesn't give you anything, there's no tournament for that or anything, but it gives you a good chunk of CvC points too. So you want to upgrade your Great Hall when there's a CvC tournament. You usually also want to double dip whenever possible when there's an event going on and you can do the event and also get CvC points. That's awesome. And these are some of the highest value activities that you can do in CvC that you can also do for other reasons. One is getting new champions, including fusions and fragments. Just getting duplicates gives you points. Yeah, that's fine. But if you're able to get a champion that you haven't owned before, you get a lot more points. So for example, if you get a legendary champion you have not owned before, you can get 30,000 points for just that one champion. 10,000 if it's a duplicate. And other activities in the tavern are also highly profitable. High rank ascensions. If you ascend a legendary champion to 5-star ascension, that's 1,000 points. If you ascend a legendary champion to 6-star ascension, that's 2,500 points. So that's one good source. Skill upgrades also. Upgrading an epic champion skill, 1,000 points. Upgrading one skill for a legendary champion, 3,000 points. Also, if you can acquire high-rank Perfect Souls, like low-rank Perfect Souls don't give you much of anything, but a 5-star Epic Soul, for example, gives you 4,000 points. 5-star Legendary Soul gives you 15,000 points. So there's a lot of points available from there. Faction Wars are pretty good for everybody. Faction Wars give pretty high points relatively, even at low levels. And Stage 21 normal is 1,000 points per clear. Stage 21 in hard, 2,000 points per clear. And gear enhancement is also a great source of points. Upgrading a 5-star artifact to level 16 gives you 1,000 points. Upgrading a 6-star artifact to level 16 gives you 1,500 points. So if you can double dip between gear enhancement event and CvC, that's already like 20,000 points right there. And as for overall CvC strategy, it's by now pretty clear that the one with personal rewards, you only get the personal rewards if your clan wins. That's the more important one. So many clans actually strive to lose the non-personal week, so that they lower their matchmaking so that they would have an easier fight in the personal week. Even if you do that, try to lose by less than 40-60. So because then you will get one reward out of those performance rewards. And if you are in a young guild and lots of young accounts, it might even be worthwhile to win some of these non-personals, because then you get more rings faster and some of those rings are pretty good. But your personal tier is only based on those weeks with personal rewards in CvC. So even if you completely skip a CvC that doesn't have personal rewards, your personal tier is not affected. Switch clans not affected. It only depends on your performance during those CvCs where there's personal rewards. So you want to push hard on those to get to a higher tier and get to better rewards. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.